before we go ahead and get started with the game show news tonight, I've been hearing some mixed review rumors about my Sale of the Century project, and I want to get some things about that off my back real fast to let everybody know, so that way I can go ahead and end these rumors for true. And this is for true, so just try and bear with me on this now. Now, I know that there were a couple of cons in the Sale of the Century project, but at least the cons were not as terrible as in Blockbusters. So you can be relieved of that. Now, I decided not to use the instant cash game because, in the end of the Sale of the Century run with Jim Perry, too much money watered down what Sale of the Century was really like. So I just got rid of the instant cash format and just absolutely hindered that. Now, the first subject of the Fame game, I know that subject is not as popular as Summer Bartholomew, but as well as Jim Perry. I wanted to at least keep some spirit in the I wanted to keep some summer spirit in there, but even though I know the subject is not as popular as summer and everybody like that. The second con I was told was using a little too much money as a consolation prize. But apparently what got to me about that was we know that today's economy is absolutely incredibly tough, and that's kind of what got to me about that. I mean, I agree it was a little too much. Maybe if I could just shorten it down a little bit, that would have helped.
Well, the loser got more than what the winner got.
Well, I guess you're right about that. The economic times just got to me a little bit. That's exactly what happened. And the last part now towards the prize game, I mean, let me tell you guys this. I know word puzzles had nothing to do with Sale of the Century, but as I know it, it does not harm to experiment things. And when I saw the Winner's Big Money game, I mean, that's the game I was accustomed to back then. But apparently, as I grew older, I found out what Sale of the Century was really about, with the shopping and the winner's board and everything like that. But apparently, and the Winner's Big Money game, word puzzles had nothing to do with Sale of the Century, and the money just watered it down.
Sale of the Century. Hence the name, my friend. Sale of the Century. I'm sorry.
May I finish, please?
Go ahead.
Okay. Now, I wanted to experiment instead of using money with that format, I wanted to at least put the prizes back in, so that way I can experiment with it, and because I had this idea for a while and I wanted to see how people would react to it. Now, I've gotten some absolutely mixed reviews about this. I've even heard word that someone on a particular board claims that I was trying to make Temptation look good. Now, I heard of what Temptation was really like, but I actually saw a clip of Temptation when it was running with Rocky Moriarty. I only saw the first clip, but I did not watch it in its entirety. I just stopped it and didn't watch anything else. They butchered it. They just butchered Sale of the Century. I hated it. I gave it an immediate trash and just didn't watch the rest of it. It should have been canceled more quicker than it really went. But I was not trying to make Temptation look good. I was only trying to experiment my idea to see what people thought about it. I have received some positiveness about this, though I have seen some negativity. And I know not everybody's going to like is not going to like all my projects, but it does not harm to experiment. That's what I know, and that's what I was doing. So I've gotten mixed reviews. It's a 50-50 on the end game overall. So that's exactly what it's like. But Antonio, did you actually see the Sale of the Century project?
Somewhat, not all of it.
Some, not all of it. And what did you think?
I thought it was cool. You was trying to bring newer things into 2010.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to do. You're right about that. Anthony?
Yeah, when you said that Sale of the Century wasn't just all about puzzles and stuff, you hit the nail right on the head. It's about shopping and prizes. If you ever do another Sale of the Century project down the road, I would love to see how the shopping format could have been in your view, because like I said, not everybody is accustomed to the shopping format, and maybe you could bring some of that to the
right.
table.
Actually, here's one point of it. Here's one point about the prize game that I did not mention to anybody. Here's one thing that I did not mention. If you happen to win all 6 prizes on the prize board, it works kind of like the winner. It kind of works like the winner's board. If you want to go for the cash jackpot, you have to put those 6 prizes on the line. And here's the thing of it. In order to win the cash jackpot on the next show, you have to have at least $50 in your bank or something like that. Like I said, I'm just experimenting. Might be speaking a little too fast, but I'm just trying to think this over because or at least have some good money in your bank at least. So
yeah,
that's basically.
Like I said, this is if and only if you do another Sale of the Century project down the road.
You're right about that. You're absolutely right about that. But right now, I'm trying to see what I can do about working out my next project. So I got a lot of them.
Challenge.
Yes, you're right about that. Okay, Chase, did you see the Sale of the Century project?
I did. You did a really good job on it, and got plenty of good execution with it.
You're absolutely right about that. Now, Matt, I know you mentioned some of the cons that I actually mentioned, but besides the cons, what did you think of Sale of the Century?
Well,
it worked out okay.
Just about okay?
Yeah.
Okay, I agree it's not my best project per se, but at least I'm starting to get somewhere because,
it wasn't awful, but it wasn't exactly perfect.
Yeah, and so it was so-and-so.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's good enough. Martinez, did you actually see Sale of the Century?
Well, up until the VCR identification, then I was like, okay, maybe he's starting to use the split personality a little bit too much. I think you should have read the VCR, the date, when this was recorded, when it was recorded, all that stuff in your own tone. But it's not now. Chuck, don't get me wrong if you're listening. I know he is. Don't get me wrong. I love you to death, man. But Mike, maybe you should have read it on the. You should have read it on yourself. That's just the only thing I saw.
That's understandable. Okay. And Alan?
Well, I've already posted the comments on to what I thought of the project. Not bad, but it definitely wasn't one of your better ones.
It definitely was not one of my better ones.
And I did give you some suggestions if you were doing it again to maybe combine the first 2 formats that Sale of the Century did. It might be a better option.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I was just experimenting with the prize game format that I had for a while, and it turned out all right. At least I kept some sale spirit in there and didn't water it down with too much cash. Even Dean Rogers said the same thing when I told him.
Yeah, the main game was good.
Absolutely.
It was the end game that I had the problem.
Yeah. And like I said, it was just an experiment. And by the way, I did send this project to contestant Philip Peavy, and he said that he was playing along with it, and he was anxious to see who was going to win, and he loved the project. And that's what I was looking for. He loved the project, and that's what I was looking for.
Only because he won.
Not all because he won, but he liked it all the way, no matter what. That's the point of it. That's the point of it. And besides, I didn't know he was going to win. I was doing everything with random.org, so
right.
That's how it worked. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And so I was pretty much surprised too.